Now here's the Panzer Grenadier Company. It's very similar to the Assault Company. Very, very similar in makeup. It's just a few little different things where they're not assault rifle, these guys, the Panzer Grenadiers. Let's have a look at the makeup. The minimum list requirements are exactly the same as the Sturm Company, where you take your HQ, one Panzer Grenadier platoon in half tracks, and one of the 15 centimetre anti-aircraft half track. That's pretty cool. Pretty much identical. The makeup, you can get a bit of armour. You get the flamethrowers, you get the 75s, you get the 2 lots of mortars. My correction, I think you only get the 1. You only get the 1 mortar in there, but that's still okay, and that's a 12 centimetre bastard anyway, so he's good for smoke and knocking out infantry in the open and dug in. The only difference with the makeup of the Panzer Grenadier platoons, they're not assault groups, so they don't have the assault rifle. They've got an MG, which is probably a little bit better. Assault rifles are really good on the offensive, but these guys here, you can sort of dig them in a little bit, and you can sort of, get them into positions for, defensive positions and stuff like that, and try and get people to come to you a bit, even though you will be attacking them. If you're going up against armour, then you can try and flush them out with your armour and infantry, a couple of pieces of tactics here and there, and with the MGs, if you do get pinned, at least you still get 2 shots, which is quite nice. And then the book goes on to some Panzer brigades at Aracourt. Now this is my favourite. This is the bee's knees, this bit, and this is the Battle of Aracourt. Through here, a bit of fluff and history on Aracourt, and in my opinion, probably we get to the best list out of this book, full stop. This is just the Panzer Company, this is the tank company of the Aracourt. Once again, it's reluctant trained, you don't worry about that. And the reason I like this list is because you can mix and match Panthers with Panzers. So, and you can take the good old Stug, which I believe is by far the best tank ever produced. It was just so versatile. It was infantry support. It was later used as anti-tank roles. It was just really it had decent armour, had a good gun. I really like the Stug. But anyway, let's get into it. Here you can take your Panzer Company. You take it's same as all the other lists. You got your HQ and your 2 minimum requirements. With the minimum requirements, a little bit different in the way that you can, if you want, you can go to the Panther Gs for 260 points. You can get 2 Panthers, or you can go to 2 Panzers for 120 points. In this situation, you'd go to 2 Panthers, so you've got that little bit of sticking power there, and then you'd take a platoon. In your platoons here, you've got you can either take Panthers or Panzers, and the thing I like about this is you can actually take 4 Panthers or 3 Panthers, or 4 Panzers or 3 Panzers. It gives you that little bit more leeway, that little bit more option. You would take 3 is the sweet spot. For 3 and 4 is usually the sweet spot for armour. The reason 4 is the sweet spot is because you've got to lose 3 tanks before you're on motivation, and same with 3, you've got to lose, you really got to destroy the whole platoon for them to run away, which is really good being reluctant. You don't want 5 tanks, get 3 destroyed, have 2 on the table when you're rolling a 5+ to see if you can stick your tanks around. So it's really well thought out list. It's really well thought out in the way that you can only take 4 and 3. Pretty much whoever you're facing has to destroy all those tanks for you to be on motivation, especially if you've got 3. Now, in this list, not only you can take Stugs, you can take some anti-aircraft, you can take some infantry and stuff as well. But here you can take the old Wirbelwinds, which are just a anti-aircraft. I believe it was a don't quote me. I think it was a Panzer IV with like a little boxed, open housed citadel on top with 2-centimeter flak cannons. I think they're Raider 5-4 or something like that. But same thing. They're as cheap as buggery. You can take 4 of them for 150 points, which is pretty good. You can even take mobile wagons as well, which is a 3.7 for the same price. That's pretty cool. And as I said, I think that's probably one of the best lists you can take. Just for the simple fact, you can take 1 HQ, so you take your Panthers, then here you take 1 group of 4 Panthers. I'd probably take 3 Panthers here. Then here I'd take a group of 4 Panzer IVs. They got protected ammo, so if they are going to get bailed, you've got a chance to get them back in, even though you're rolling a 5+, at least you get 2 rolls at it. The good thing about a Panzer IV is it's got Scherzen, so if you did have to assault, and you probably are going to have to assault if you run this is a very offensive list, you've got Scherzen there to sort of mitigate some of those bazooka rounds and anti-tank rounds, Piets and stuff like that. And the good old Stug, which is, just a really good tank. So that's that list. Would I take? Is it a strong list? Yes, it is a very strong list. Would I take it to a tournament? Yes, I would take this to a tournament. I think that the sheer number of heavy armored tanks you can take is just ridiculous. You can take, for 385 points, 3 Panthers. You can just take so much armor that you're just not going to be able to, their front armor 10, not much can actually penetrate that, and what can penetrate that usually has a tough time. I would even go as far as saying that with front armor 10 on long distance or at long range, even the 76mm Shermans are going to find that pretty tough, because you have to roll a 1 or a 2 for a bail or blow up chance. So that's pretty good odds. That's But anyway, alright guys, on to the next bit.